Welcome, dear student. I am Aminu Umar, your facilitator of Pool 411, Political Psychology. Welcome to topic 2, which is personality. At the center of political psychology is the understanding of human personality. This session will focus on this concept. It will look at the psychoanalytic or traditional theory of personality development. It will also critically appraise the psychopathology of leaders. That is, why and how do leaders behave the way they do. Also in this session, we'll look at personality trait theories that will arm us or give us the knowledge to understand how do human beings behave the way they do, ranging from different teachings from different scholars. I urge you to listen attentively. It's going to be an interesting session. Welcome once more. Yes, like I have said earlier, Political Psychology Poll 411, topic 2, and it is about personality. What is this personality? People talk about you being a gentleman, a gentlewoman, hardworking, committed, very difficult to deal with, and what have you. So, this is what we will look into in this session. Personality, one word, too many. So, the history of the word personality. You know, in social science, concepts are key to understanding what we are said to do. So, it emanated, is a Latin word, persona, which means marks worn by performance to disguise their identity. And it becomes popularized and accepted by the world. Today, it's called personality. So it is the combination of features or characteristics that distinguish an individual from other beings, that makes you different from me, or me different from you, or you different from your child, or your child different from you. So personality is unique. Just like I have said earlier, people are different. We may look similar, but for sure, people are different. Take a look. You can see that there are different colors, almost the same shape, the same size, but a critical look at it will tell you there is one dent or the other that one can use to identify or distinguish these dyes that is being displayed from one another. It may be that the construction is the same, but it cannot be unique, perfectly the same. That is what I'm trying to arrive at. So the same happen with human beings. Human beings differ, even though they look similar, despite the fact that you may be from the same father, the same mother, or even twins. They differ in personality. That is what I'm trying to arrive at. So, what is this personality? Cherry 2020 defined personality as the characteristic patterns of thought, feelings, and behaviors that make a person unique. That is, tendencies that underlie differences in behavior. Personality arises from within an individual, and it remains consistent as one develop or grow into adulthood. So it's very difficult to say that somebody used to be a very wicked person, and in old age, you see the sign that he is quite distinct and different from what he used to be at adult age. There may be exceptions, but in general, that is the conception, that is the thinking. So it is what is within you that metamorphose into your adulthood and show your level of exposure or your level of development. And that is why you can hear people saying, no matter what it takes, what is in you is you. So personality is characterized by regularity, your attitude or behavior, by the way and manner you relate to physiological needs or by your biological makeup, and is reflected in thoughts, actions, and relationship. What we mean here is is reflected in the way and manner you relate with other people, in the way and manner you conduct yourself, in the way and manner you reason. So that is personality for you in a nutshell. So simply put, personality is what makes you you. It is what makes you who you are, or it is what makes you behave the way you do consistently, regularly, or it is what makes people to say that you are good, you are bad, or you're wicked. So it is what makes you you. Take a look at this iceberg. Yes, if you take a critical look at this iceberg, you realize that over 90% of the iceberg is under the water. So what people see at the surface is just a tip of the iceberg. And it tells you greatly that human behavior is a reflection of what I have projected. Bulk of human attitude and behavior are innate. They are inside. They are in the mind. Only a tiny segment is viewed outside. And that is to tell you human attitude. And what you see people doing is a reflection of their inner thought, thinking, cognition, perception, emotion, feelings, and others. So what we see outside is just a tiny element of it. So that is why it's said that it's very difficult to judge the human being. The psychological nature or mind of the individual is in him, is internal, is innate. Let's look at psychoanalytic theory, one of the traditional theories of psychology or political psychology. The proponent of this theory is Sigmund Freud. I have mentioned him in our earlier discussion in topic 1, that is understanding political psychology. One of his popular work that have popularized this discipline is The Interpretation of Dreams, published in 1889, and it influenced quite a lot of scholars. A few of them are the likes of Carl Jung, Alfred Adler, and just to mention a few. So this theory is a set of psychological theories which assert that humans are often driven by unconscious motivations. It is a theory of personality that tries to explain to us that childhood experiences matters greatly in adult personality. So whatever you see somebody exhibiting is a function of his childhood experiences. So childhood experiences is a reflection of adult personality. That is what psychoanalytic theory, in summary, tries to project. And it says that people's social interactions are impacted by their mental understanding of themselves, other people, and relationships. So, in a nutshell, it explains that childhood experiences are crucial in shaping the personality of the individual. One of the popular writings of one of the popular teachings of Freud is the concept of the id, ego, and the superego. The id is the instinctual self. The superego is the societal aspect of an individual. And the ego is the balance in between the id and the superego that one's personality develops as a function of its interaction with the society, which balances at the ego. The ego defines the personality of the individual. That is the teachings of Freud. And I advise you to read to read literatures that are concerned that dwells on personality development to add value to what I have just said. Analyzing psychopathology of leaders. Like I have said earlier, this course is about understanding political psychology or personality of the individual. And what is prominent here is that leaders play a great role in determining the way and manner society is managed. So, if that is the case, I think we should just a little bit analyze the psychopathology of leaders. Psychopathology is a field of psychology founded by a very great psychologist, Carl Jaspers, in 1913. It is about mental disorder, emotional problems, and maladaptive behavior. And this can easily be linked up with the way and manner leaders behave. And why I focus on leaders here is because political psychology is about studying political behavior. And at the top of political behavior are leaders. So this segment tells us that mental illness, distress, manifestation of behaviors and experiences which may be indicative of mental illness or psychological impairment reflects in the way and manner that leaders behave in the society. But what I'm trying to arrive at here is that psychopathology is a study of mental illness, distress, manifestation of behavior and experiences, which may be indicative of mental illness or psychological impairment. When you look critically appraise leaders, for example, leaders relate with people in different circumstances or different situations. At times you see them very jovial, at times you see them very tough, at times you see them very generous, next time you see them stingy and complaining that they can't give welfare to people because A, B, C, D, or the resources of the state is not enough to deliver that. So, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say here is that leaders' personality influence their behavior, but above all, leaders relate to different situations or act in different ways and different manner based on issues at stake. At times, if you want to be moral as a leader and not pragmatic, it creates problem to you. Pragmatic situations solve societal problems. Morality keeps pragmatic situation down and creates another problem of its own if you are trying to institute or ensure that certain things are done in a particular way. So the issue of leadership is not about getting emotional. It is about doing the right thing for the society to prosper. So what am I saying here is that leaders' personality influences their behavior, control their attitude, and affects the way they perceive issues around them. Yes, personality trait theories. Trait theories are a set of views or theory that looks at personality as a function of internal characteristics that are genetically based, and they include quite a host of others which I will list out for you. Take for example, if someone asks you to describe a close friend, some may say he's outgoing, hot-tempered, very difficult to deal with, etc. All these represent traits. So what exactly does this trait word mean? When we say trait, we mean it is a thought. It is a thought of as a relative stable characteristics that causes individual to behave in certain ways. So trait approach to personality is one of the major theoretical areas in the study of personality. It suggests that individual personalities are composed of these broad dispositions, and they include words such as openness, introversion, extroversion, agreeable, and neuroticism. So, in summary, what have we done? First, we try to know the concept of personality. Like I have said earlier, concepts are key in social sciences, and that is what we try to do. Understand the psychoanalytic theory and how it adds value to our understanding the concept of personality. We also try to analyze the psychopathology of leaders. Leaders are confronted with challenges at different times. At times they are friendly, at times very difficult people to relate with. How do the concept of psychopathology apply to leaders in terms of their mental readiness or mental state in understanding this cause? Then at least try to describe personality trait theories. What is it all about? And how does it apply to the concept of personality? There are references added to this presentation that will add value to what I have said, and I advise students to please take excursion and read those literatures so as to enrich the next topic we are going to treat. So, dear students, stay safe and bye for now. I thank you most sincerely for the kind attention.